about Ryan Garcia versus Tank? Is that realistic?
Of course, anything's realistic. Tank's the biggest draw out there in those lower weight classes. Everyone wants to see him, you know, and everyone's calling his name. It's great times to be in a position like that when you're in demand. Everybody wants to fight you. Because that's one thing Gervonta Davis does. He represents the biggest payday out there for any of those young fighters around those weight classes. That's why they all are calling out his name.
What's the chances you think it could happen soon, though?
Anything's possible. Ryan's a very good fighter. He's a very good fighter, and I've always been a fan of. You know, I like him as a person.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cool young dude. We have a mutual respect for one another, but if he get his ass up in there with Tank, he gonna get fucked up.
Is that because he's a little too green, a little too young?
He's not green. He's not green. I don't want people to even start saying that. He's not green. He's gaining the necessary experience that he needs to develop as a young fighter. And in the fight with Fonseca, he showed you, okay, he says, I'm going to one-up Tank and I'm going to one-up Farmer. Okay, well, that's after the fact, but he did what he was supposed to do in devastating fashion. Very impressive knockout, and from my understanding, their next steps are they're looking to put him in with Linares. That's another step-up fight for him, and I fully expect him to stop Linares.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to say that I fully expect him to stop Linares. The kid has a way about himself and he's getting better and better. Props to Renaso, Eddie. He's done a great job with some of the subtle things that even though you didn't get a chance to see, but I've seen some video stuff and more importantly, his confidence.
Because he wasn't that trainer 5 years ago, was he?
No. His confidence is, you know, and you even look at the promoter. The promoter kind of switched gears from, when was it, last year?
What?
When that question was asked about fighting Tank Davis?
Oh, yeah.
You know, you
Oscar first said, oh, no, Tank's a beast.
But, I mean...
Different tune now.
Yeah, different tune. They have a terrific talent in them, and I have a great deal of respect for Eric. And if Eric and them are willing to put him in a fight, they believe as a company that he can win the fight. They're not going to put him in a fight that they think he's going to lose. So they believe that. Power to him.
And so you believe it, they believe it? Let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens.
And just for a second, get technical on that. Ryan, real tall, slender frame, with those body shots, maybe be what tips the scale for Tank. Vicious body punch.
It's not just one thing. I think, you know, when you're talking about Gervonta Davis, that's a whole nother level. That's a whole nother animal. And if he's feeling himself, if Ryan's feeling himself, and he's up for the challenge, you know, I think I tweeted something that I respect that he wants that work. He wants the top dog. He don't want none of that middle work. He wants the top dog. Mm-hmm. He wants to go to the tippity top.
Why did it look like, though, Gervonta came out amazing the first couple rounds and couldn't keep that pace for 12 rounds?
It wasn't his best performance.
Okay.
It wasn't his best performance. He got the job done and done what he needed to do. He admitted himself it wasn't his best performance. That's part of boxing.
So he got another gear?
Every night you go out there, you're not going to have to be at your best for whatever reason there is. I know somebody who retired undefeated, and he didn't go out there and have his best performance. It was enough to dominate the competition for so many years, but personally, he wasn't at his best every night, and it's part of the sport. And you just hope that you have more, the better nights than you do the other way. You know, but he went out there and he did what he needed to do. He completely dominated a very tough veteran in Gamboa, and we're on to the next.
And hate to ask you about it, but you saw what was going on the internet with the baby mother. Anything you want to say on that, Leonard?
He made a terrible mistake, and he feels terrible about it. He's embarrassed about what happened, but he wants to put it behind him. And you know, we're gonna do the necessary things to help him to continue to develop as a young man.
He's from the street.
Yeah, as a young man.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with boxing. You know, and he's going to do a better job of making better decisions you know, and that's the kind of conversations that we've had about making better decisions. And you know, he'll we don't condone these kind of things,
right?
And again, we're rooting for him, behind him 100%. But he made a terrible mistake, and he's acknowledged that. He's apologized to his daughter's mom, and that's personal between them. I don't get into any of that part, but again, we're going to try to continue to help him as much as we can outside the ring with making better decisions, getting him the necessary things in place to help with those kind of things. He's a terrific young man. He's had a rough upbringing like we all have, and I continue to pray for him and to work with him. He's my guy, and we're with him 100%. And again, people make mistakes. It's about learning from the mistakes, though. You know what I'm saying?
Is it any case of the fast life getting to you a little bit?
Well,
You're
I don't want to
you know
put
what
it
I mean?
on one thing, and because he's a grown man, and he's accountable. Mm-hmm. He's accountable. I had a conversation with him about that, and again, I respect him. We have mutual respect for one another, and again, I want nothing but the best for him. I want to continue to try to help him in any way we can. It has nothing to do with boxing.
It's a human being.
Yeah, it's a human being. I want to see him to go on to continue to be not only a great fighter and have a great legacy, but to be a great, productive member of society, to be a great father, to be a great role model for his daughter, and to be a good human being, a good man. It takes a good dude.